In today's video, we're making these super soft, delicious cookies with homemade icing that are pretty much good for just about any holiday or special occasion. The best part is they're foolproof. So if you're not a great baker like myself, you can still attempt these and they're gonna turn out great. Your family's gonna love them. So if you're ready to take on a labor of love, let's get to baking these adorable cookies for Valentine's Day. Now, disclaimer, I haven't made it in a very long time, but I'm returning to it because it's almost Valentine's Day and I want to make something sweet and a little fun that makes a lot that I could give away to my kids and my mom and my family. So this is a good cookie for that. It's just a buttery, sugary, soft cookie with icing on top. And what I love about it is it's so versatile for like any holiday or any special occasion. And I think it's a good one to share because I am not a great baker. So if you're like me and you just need something that's like a little bit foolproof or again, versatile, like you can work it a little bit and it's not gonna totally melt all over the oven and be a disaster, this is a good cookie to try. Now, when it comes to the recipe, a couple things that are important to note is originally this recipe says to use a cup of shortening, which I think is really good for making a fluffy, soft cookie. However, I think we all know at this point, shortening really isn't the best and the healthiest for you. So I really think we can substitute a cup of butter instead, you know, just real unsalted stick butter. The butter's gonna give it a little bit of richness and flavor back into it, where shortening just doesn't have a lot of flavor on its own. But it does make a really fluffy, soft cookie. So do whatever you think is best for you, but today we're gonna use butter. Another thing I wanna say about this cookie being somewhat foolproof is that if the cookie itself doesn't end up being as flavorful as maybe you like it on its own, the icing and the sprinkles totally make up for it. So we're gonna attempt it and I think they're gonna be great. First, we're gonna need 1 cup of butter or 2 sticks. Now, you could use Crisco shortening. We're gonna need 3 eggs, 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla, 5 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 cups of sugar, 1 cup of whole buttermilk, 1 teaspoon baking soda, 2 teaspoons baking powder, 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of nutmeg, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. You're also going to need a baking sheet, a rolling pin, parchment, and possibly a flour sifter. And to make the icing, we're going to need another cup of butter or 2 sticks, softened, 5.5 cups of powdered sugar, a little bit of evaporated milk as needed. We're going to need a little more vanilla extract. You're going to need some food coloring for whatever occasion you're baking for, and some fun party sprinkles to go along with it. All right, let's get started. First, we gotta mix our butters and sugars in the mixing bowl. You do need a stand mixer for this. And you're also gonna need a cookie cutter. All right, now we're adding 2 cups of sugar to this butter. So that's half. 2, that's a lot of sugar, but it makes a lot of cookies. Okay, we're gonna be adding our eggs and vanilla. Okay. Let's mix together the butter. I like these thick, like silicone spatulas. They just like get the job done. I mean, this is good for scraping the bowl, but this takes care of business. All right, I just want to add these like one at a time-ish. Baking is it's so much like chemistry and like a chemistry project just to get it all right. It's usually not my favorite thing to do. Usually not. But I just really wanted a good homemade cookie for Valentine's Day. That was 3 room temperature eggs. Now we need to add the vanilla. 1.5 teaspoons vanilla. This is a 1/2 teaspoon, so 1/2, this is 1, and this is 1.5. Okay, we're mixing in the vanilla, and it's looking beautiful. Okay, for some reason this recipe says to add the baking soda to the buttermilk, so I don't know why. I would normally add baking soda to the dry ingredients, but because it says to do it, I'm gonna do it. Because when it comes to baking, you should just do what it says. Just try to do what it says. 1 teaspoon baking soda to the buttermilk. So this is 1/2 teaspoon. I mean, we could whisk that or something. Let's just use this. I mean, what fun is it if you're not flinging it all over the kitchen? Now we've mixed our baking soda to our buttermilk. We're gonna mix our dry ingredients. All right, we need 5.5 cups of flour. That's a lot. I'm gonna sift it. Don't you just sometimes feel like you want it light and fluffy? I mean, do you want to try that? Let's try it. Plus, isn't it really fun to use one of these? I got it at the Amish store. And who doesn't love sifting stuff? Like, it's so much fun. That was one. Are we counting? See how soft and fluffy that is? I just feel like it's gonna make a fluffier cookie. Maybe I'm lying to myself. Number 5. Now we need to add the nutmeg. Half teaspoon is what it calls for. Ooh, but guys, I love nutmeg in this cookie. So I'm gonna do a whole teaspoon. I love nutmeg and I really wanna taste it in every bite. Then we need a half teaspoon of salt. Then we need 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Okay, if I've done everything correctly, this should turn out good. I'm just gonna kind of incorporate all of it. So when we go to mix it into the wet ingredients. Okay, everything's mixed. We're gonna add half of this mixture, this buttermilk and baking soda mixture, slowly. And then as we're going, we're gonna add our dry ingredients without dumping the whole thing on the counter. We don't wanna over mix it, I do know that. And it's only on number 1, so we're going slow. This dough is supposed to be like very tender, very sticky. And we can add more flour as we roll it out and cut them. We're gonna have to, but we don't wanna over mix it. Okay, hold on, we need to add more of this because we're starting to make like, what are we making here? Bread dough, we don't wanna do that. Yeah, now we're more like a pancake again, pancake batter. Let's keep going. And I think maybe, let's stop here. Is that like mixed but not over mixed? Yeah, I've pretty much got it all. See, I've pretty much got most of it. It's not really like a bunch of flour on the bottom. I don't want to over mix, so let's just call it good. We should taste it. That nutmeg. That's so good. Okay, at this point we need to go ahead and preheat our oven to 350. Now, on a floured surface. Right, okay. This is the part that gets sticky and messy and gooey, but it's the fun part, and this is the part the kids can help with if they're around. It'll be a surprise to Olivia when she comes home. She'll be thrilled. Now, I know, okay, so this recipe says you can generously roll this in flour as to not like, you know, have this sticky gooey mess. Let's start with light, because if we add too much flour, then I just don't want like a pasty, flavorless cookie. Okay, this feels pretty good. It's a little sticky on my hands, but it is what it is. I should have floured my rolling pin, but my hands are too sticky now. Can you just flour yourself, please? Can we have like a self-floured rolling pin? I mean, it's 2025. Where's that product? We want to roll this out to a 1/2 inch thick. So kind of thick, because again, soft, delicious, thick Valentine's love cookie. Okay, so we're just gonna cut out our little circles. Oh my gosh, I don't know how close you can get, but can you see that nutmeg in there? Oh my gosh, it looks amazing. I think God made nutmeg, like it came from heaven. That spice came from heaven. Here's where we make a mess and we put all of this extra dough right back in more flour again. So I'm gonna try not to do that. But I think I can handle that with flouring my spatula. Yeah, those feel really thick. So here we go again. It's okay to play with your food sometimes. That's what makes this fun. This is when you need to get the kids involved. I'm only gonna put the ones that are like equally as thick on here and then start over. See, that one's like really thin. Let's just do it again and get it right. Okay, do over. Pay attention this time. That feels good. These are much better. These all feel equally thick. Okay, 350, about 8 minutes. Okay, it's been 8 minutes. Whew. And you don't want to overbake these. I don't even see brown on the bottom, but they feel firm. So I'm gonna call them done because I want them super soft. Okay, I'm gonna take these off while they're still like really soft and warm. Let me check the bottom. See, it's just barely browned. So I think that's right where we want it. I want to test it before I roll the other. See how it's kind of cakey in there? Yes, okay. They're already good like by themselves. The cookie obviously needs something. The icing is going to be what makes this, but because of the butter, like the butter gives it a flavor, and that nutmeg is so good. And they're still cakey and soft and delicious. I can't wait till they're done. All right, let's get that second batch going. Okay, so you basically get the idea. I'm gonna throw these in the oven for another 8 minutes. We're gonna go ahead and move on to how to make the icing and get these bad boys looking beautiful. All right, that recipe made 3 cookies shy of 4 dozen cookies. So you could keep 9 cookies to yourself and give away 3 dozen, or you could keep 3 dozen and give away 9 cookies. Let's make some icing. We are going to paddle mix this butter, 1 cup softened. We're gonna add the powdered sugar 1 cup at a time. Oh, after we mix this up till it's fluffy. I mean, it looks fluffy to me. It's just icing. Can't ruin icing, right? Let's make it fluffier. Let's start adding the powdered sugar 1 cup at a time. Okay, that's 1. Now this calls for 5.5 cups of powdered sugar. You know what? I just realized something. I used 5.5 cups of flour, didn't I? I read the directions wrong. It's 5.5 cups of powdered sugar for the icing. The flour in the cookies only said 5 cups, but I tasted them and they taste great. I think it could have done without that extra ½ cup, but I honestly don't notice it. So even though I messed up, it's all good. Adding evaporated milk as needed. Well, I know I don't need the whole can, but I'm gonna guess like a couple of tablespoons. It's only got 2. If I add 3, don't you feel like that might be a little dry? So let's go ahead and add 1. And this will be cup number 3. Yeah, we're going places. It's still very buttery, but that 1 tablespoon helped. So let's add the 4th. Okay, that's 4 cups. And I still think it's very buttery. I think it could use another tablespoon at this point. So at this point we're at 2. And then we also need some vanilla, 1 teaspoon. Oh, that's good. It looks like it's making a lot. Actually, the consistency is looking a lot like, you know, what you find in the cans in the grocery store? The icing cans? Frosting, whatever you want to call it. Icing, frosting, tomato, tomato. Let me just scrape the bowl a little better, make sure it's all getting mixed well. All right, let me just give this a taste, see if it needs anything else. It's good. Okay, it tastes like icing. It's got enough powdered sugar, it's got enough butter. I think we're good. Okay, I'm gonna ice 1 so you can see what it looks like for a birthday party. And then we're gonna ice the rest for Valentine's. Okay, scratch the birthday party. We're doing the 4th of July. I don't know where my rainbow sprinkles went, but you get the idea. So we got 4th of July. I feel like the icing needs more evaporated milk. Okay, I'm learning things. As I was icing that, I really feel like this needs 1 to 2 more tablespoons of evaporated milk. It's just a little thick. I just felt like it was too thick to ice. And the sprinkles weren't like sticking. Maybe this is better? Yeah, this is softer. Okay, we're going with this. That was 4 total tablespoons of evaporated milk. Okay, we're gonna ice these a couple different ways. This is my trusty little sprinkle box, which doesn't have birthday sprinkles in it, unfortunately, but I do have some other holidays. So before I color my icing, we're gonna do one white, just so you can see that you can use this for any holiday or any birthday party or any occasion. Want to do green for football game day? Go with that. Or red because the Chiefs are gonna win, so we could do that. Or the Ohio State Buckeyes are gonna win. Already did win. So I totally should do one for them. We're gonna start with 4th of July. Oh yeah, this is great. These stick much better. We got 4th of July. Let's go ahead and do some Valentines. We could do some with white icing, and then we could add in the food coloring and do some with the red and make it pink. Okay, we're just gonna add a couple drops, maybe 5 or 6, and see where that takes us. This is pretty. It's kind of like a magenta. Oh, these look delicious. How pretty. I love the pink. This would be cute for a birthday party too. Or Easter. Oh, look how cute these are. Okay, let's put them over here on our cute little heart-shaped. Oh my gosh, look how cute these are. Think I got room for one more? Yes. How's that for an after-school snack? This is so cute. Okay, are these not a labor of love? But they are so cute and I think so worth it. Let's see if we can get a good picture for the website that you're about to go click on to go print the recipe. If I can do this, you guys can seriously do this. How about this? Oh my gosh, those are so stinking cute. Let me taste one for you, because you gotta know what it tastes like and make sure that it's all good. Oh, that's awful. I'm so sorry about my lighting. My big light broke. I had to order another one. It's all part of YouTubing. But let me taste this so we can like just make sure that it's total deliciousness. I need a cute little sprinkles. That was a pretty dang good Valentine's cookie. Hey!
What you got?
You're right in time.
What do you got?
Want to try a Valentine's cookie? You have to eat this one. Because those, I need to take another picture.
Those are pretty.
Or do you want me to make your own?
Looks good. It's soft.
Mm-hmm. Those are pretty dang good.
No, real good. You need to go pick up Olivia from school. Don't worry about the cookies. They'll be in good hands.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you like them. You can get pretty creative with these colors too. Like red and blue to make lavender. This really pretty pink. Aren't those so cute and Valentine-y? Well guys, I hope you get a lot of use out of these cookies if you make them for whatever holiday or special occasion you make them for. Feel free to print them or pin them to Pinterest straight from my website. And y'all have a wonderful Valentine's Day if it's already passed. Have a wonderful next holiday, whatever that is. Cheers.